Hello everybody, this is my walkthrough for the weekly Nightfall strike in Destiny for the week of September 30th through October 6th. This mission's going to end up fighting Volus, and that's only what I'm going to show you here in this video, because if you can't get through the tank part and the other parts leading up to Volus, then, well, there's no chance you're going to actually get to Volus yourself. But I wanted to kind of go over these different weapon or these different strike modifiers to kind of tell you what you should do in preparation for this fight. Heavily shielded and highly aggressive enemies appear in greater numbers. That is just going to have a lot more extra enemies spawning around the final boss. Not really much you can do in preparation for that. Juggler, no ammo drops for your equipped weapon. So what that means is when you have your primary weapon out, ammo won't drop for it. When you have your secondary sniper or shotgun or fusion rifle, whatever, out, then primary and heavy ammo will drop. So keep in mind that you're not going to be able to just only use your primary weapon for the entire time. And you can also go to the tower and buy some ammo packs. I would highly recommend buying some. I mean, if you don't have these already, they come in handy pretty frequently, especially in the Vault of Glass and on these raids. I think this is the first time that I've noticed this modifier for no ammo drops for your primary or for your equipped weapon. So just go spend some of your extra glimmer. I mean, at this point, you've probably hit that 25,000 cap. So just go spend some of that money on that ammo synthesis. Minions of the Darkness won't flinch even after massive damage. So what this is telling you is that on your weapons, you should change equipment so that let's see if I can find one. So like the high caliber rounds, right? Oversized rounds built to stagger targets don't have these choices as an option when you're going into this fight, because the impact does not matter on your weapons. So choose a different option for that. Arc burn, arc damage from any source is greatly increased. This is the only one that's really beneficial for you, and I didn't understand this until this week, but any arc weapons that you have, be sure to have them equipped, because you're going to fight a lot of enemies that have void shields. But if you have an arc weapon and it's basically the equivalent of doing void, like having a void weapon and attacking an enemy with an arc shield when you're using an arc weapon. So, arc is just going to mow through everybody. So keep your arc weapons equipped, and switch between fire and void if you don't have any other stuff. Okay, so finally, Nightfall. If all players die, your fire team is returned to orbit. For this playthrough here, we had one Sun Singer with the auto revive, and we only had to use that once, that attribute where he can revive himself after the whole team has died once. So you'll see that returning to orbit, or that death screen, and then he can pop his super. So if you have a Sun Singer with the revive, that's super helpful for this. The other two players in this were Blade Dancers. So choose attributes that increase the duration of invisibility effects, and this gain invisibility after crouching in place for a short time. This will make it infinitely easier to revive your teammates when going into a fight. If you're a Void, or if you're a Titan, obviously you're a very defensive character, so you're pretty well prepared. But the Blade Dancer is probably the worst class for PvE stuff. So but there's a lot of hunters out there. So choose that Blade Dancer class, get those attributes, and now let's get into the fight. Alrighty, now for the actual boss fight itself. There's a lot of things to look out for. The Scions are going to be your biggest nightmare for this entire fight. There's an enormous amount of enemies that spawn on the side, and those are going to be, as soon as they pop up, make that your number one focus. So first of all, you probably already have a pretty good idea of the layout of this area. There's these two left and right hallways and these two upper platforms on these hallways. All three of your teammates, or you and your two teammates, should stick together as much as possible, just to make it easier to revive each other. Just keep in mind that there is a spawn point for enemies in the middle of this area, in the middle of this platform, so keep an eye on your radar, and if you see people showing up quick, or people showing up as very close to you on the radar, then you need to take them out very fast, because one Scion can easily wipe your whole team if you're not prepared for it. So the The dudes with the shields and the legionaries aren't very tough to kill. They just take a little bit of patience. Keep an eye out for Volus, especially his rocket barrage. If you have one teammate, so on this team right here, basically I was focusing on killing all the side enemies, while White and Nerdy, he has this insanely good exotic sniper rifle, and basically I was just leaving it up to him to actually do damage, while I was focusing, leaving it up to him to do damage to the boss, while I was just focusing on killing all the extra phalanxes and scions that were running around. Okay, so keeping a couple other notes. Here we go. Here are the scion. They have those purple shields on them, but because I'm a blade dancer, which does arc damage, and I chose the arc grenade, all of my abilities for this blade dancer here actually do bonus arc damage. So my grenades and my melees and my super are very effective against purple shields when they normally wouldn't be on just any other mission. This area right here is actually a fairly safe spot. If you and your whole team hang out there, there will be enemies that spawn behind you, like kind of behind the entrance to this whole arena. So it's not a great area to just camp for the entire time, but if you just need to get away for a second, it's a pretty good spot. We started off struggling here, and we really did, this is a very tough mission, especially with the if everybody dies, you go back to orbit thing. It's pretty frustrating to waste all that time. Oh, he died there. He got rocketed. Man, those rockets from the boss, they are brutal. But the cloak from the hunters makes this a lot easier. So now I'm just trying to get my way back up here, and then who's talking to me? What am I hearing right now? Someone's talking to me. Oh, it's not in the game. Ignore that. I have Destiny going in the background while I'm also recording this voiceover, and someone joined my fire team. Anyway, so yeah, I would have one or two people just focusing on the scions, on the other enemies that are running around, and just one person with whoever has the best sniper rifle, just focusing on doing as much damage as they can to the boss, because you really can't leave yourself in a position to go toe to toe with the boss. And when he starts patrolling back and forth, and especially coming up on these ramps, it just makes it brutally difficult, especially when you have to change sides. So this took us, I think this was our second try with this team to actually get this boss down. And I don't really know what else I would say. I mean, if you're coming into this prepared with arc weapons, then I think you'll do all right, as long as you guys can take down those scions as quickly as you really need to, because they are just the most brutal. They're not fast, but they come up on you very quickly, and they certainly. Oh yeah, see, look at how little damage I was doing to that guy with that purple shield, with this machine gun that has the fire damage on it, or the solar damage. So I made a separate video, but maybe you guys don't. It's worth going over again. When enemies are glowing purple, like these scions right here, that means you need to be shooting them with a weapon that does void damage, or the weapon that, if you look on the left underneath my ammo counter, this machine gun, or that machine gun, has the fire damage next to it. The blue kind of starburst is arc damage, and all arc weapons have bonus damage on this fight. So basically arc damage and void damage are going to do equally well against people with purple shields. But once you get through that kind of overshield, that first layer of health, it doesn't really matter. Basically anything with arc is going to do the most damage possible. So having a lot of special ammo is very good. So if you have a shotgun or a pulse rifle that auto regenerates, that has arc damage that auto regenerates ammo, you are just completely golden. Or a sniper rifle that does arc damage or something like that, then you're just completely made in the shade. Anyway, I don't really know what else I have to say other than talk about the team breakdown and arc and fire and solar, or fire is solar. Damage. So I'm going to quit rambling. Thanks for watching. I hope this video helped, and good luck with your loot at the end of this. I actually got a pretty kick-ass set of gauntlets that I think I'm going to use in replace of my helmet that constantly gives radar for my primary weapon. Game on.
Guardian down. solid note.